Multiplayer shooters just aren't fun anymore. I know that's a real scathing thing to say in the year of our Lord 2026, but I feel like it's a sentiment that is growing year by year in the gaming industry. The days of popping a game into a console and just playing a fun, well put together game are long gone, replaced with multi gig updates every other day, shitty menus ripped straight from Netflix, and pop ups for the latest $20 skin bundle, and an overarching need to make every game competitively viable. Now, I don't want this to come off as another games were better in my day, but I feel like it's objectively the truth. I'm not that old, I'm only 24, and while my knees do crack every time I stand and sit down, I can still do relatively well and compete in a multiplayer game. I was so unbelievably lucky to have grown up in the golden age of gaming, which I would honestly consider mostly from 2001 to 2013. And sure, someone will argue that the late 90s were better, but I see that more of a laying the foundation for the golden age. GoldenEye 64 walked so that Halo Combat Evolved could rise like a phoenix. Within this 12-ish year period, developers had a big focus on the multiplayer genre, getting some of the most beloved games in the genre. We got the Halo trilogy and Reach, and the Modern Warfare and Black Ops series taking the world by storm. I would bet my life on the fact that anyone who grew up playing those games would kill to have full servers in those old games again. But I digress. I'm already veering off topic. The point I'm trying to make is it's not nostalgia boosting these games' popularity. It's the fact that when they were made with a simple goal of making the game fun, which is something that I feel has honestly been lost in the industry, at least when it comes to multiplayer shooters. I've been fighting with this feeling that maybe I'm outgrowing and I'm holding on to a genre of game that I barely recognize in hopes that the industry finds its roots again. But time after time, it's just clear that the industry will not change. Their focus is not on making a worthwhile fun experience anymore. It's about making something that will last a couple years, at best, milk as much money as humanly possible until they can make the same game reskinned as something different and repeat the process. I was recently rewatching some old YouTube game essays, and Egoraptor made an analogy that I feel explains the multiplayer genre to a T. Games like Call of Duty, Halo, sports games, especially Fortnite, they're like junk food. They're made to taste good and keep you wanting more and coming back, even if you don't necessarily want to. But when a new bag of chips comes out, you'll buy it. You need to try it. Whereas a single-player game is more like a high-class dessert. You want to take your time and enjoy something like a Red Dead 2 or God of War. And in the end, you'll always think more highly of the high-class dessert. But time and time again, people are just choosing the bag of chips. I feel like I kind of botched that analogy, but I think you get what I'm saying. Now, this isn't to say that I don't enjoy multiplayer games anymore. I still have a soft spot for the genre. It's basically all I played since I was a kid. I can't get enough of Helldivers 2. It's just such a masterpiece of gaming. I've been playing a lot of Splatoon 3 with my friends, and while it's not exactly my go-to game to play, it's a very technically sound and fun game to play. It reminds me of Halo in a way, just kind of dumb fun, messing around with the sandbox. Which, I've been playing so much of MCC lately, it's just an amazing reminder of how great the old Halo games were. Unless you play Halo 2 or 3, then it's pure degen sweat lobbies, but whatever. It's just sad to see when a new multiplayer game comes out, there are thousands of videos about a meta and what the best weapons are, and the best gear, and how to cheese it. There's no more experiencing for yourself and finding out what works best for you. And don't even get me started on skill-based matchmaking. I could honestly make another video on that alone. It just feels like the fun has been sucked out of multiplayer games from people playing every match like it's the goddamn Stanley Cup Finals Game 7. So what exactly is the point of this video? It's mostly a way for me to express my thoughts about the industry right now. I feel like I'm losing the spark for a genre I once loved, and I'm finding a lot of peace and a new sense of passion for gaming with the single-player games I've been playing lately. But, I don't know. What do you think? Am I chopped? or perhaps you feel similar. Let me know. Anyway, take it easy, everyone.
Game over.